Hey guys, Melissa here. In this video, I'm going to show you how to make braids. This one is a single braid, which means using 3 wires and braiding them together, and I'm using half round wire. So I'm going to call this a double braid, and this uses 6 wires, but it's 3 sets of 2 wires, if that makes sense. So I'll show you how I make those and how I incorporate them into ring band designs. So this one's a single strand braid. I haven't made the ring yet, obviously. And then this one is made from the double braid out of sterling silver. And this made a nice hefty ring band. So if you want to see how I made these, just stay tuned and I'll show you how. Alright, so I'm going to start off with the single strand braid, which is only 3 pieces of wire. For this braid I grabbed copper. It's a 20 gauge half round, and I've got a spool from Real Grande. They're 1 pound spools, so I've got quite a bit here. I'm going to pull out 3 strands about 12 inches a piece, because you can make a nice long braid and use it on several pieces, either in ring bands, or you can use them as embellishments or bezels or whatever you'd like. Alright, so I'm gonna grab a ruler here, cut my first one at 12 inches. Doesn't have to be precise, of course. And this is dead soft wire, so I'm straightening it as best I can. And this half round wire is easy to work with, and I'm just using my fingers to straighten. I've got my nylon jaw pliers out just in case. But so far I don't need them, but I'll definitely need them as I go to keep my braid nice and flat and my wires nice and flat, because they'll tend to twist on you. This one's a little kinky on the end, so I can come in with my nylon jaws, straighten them out a bit. There's 2, 1 more. I'm just gonna work these pieces so I can get them next to each other. Oh, I didn't mention my clamp. I'm going to use this type of clamp. It's nice and sturdy. It'll hold my wires nice and tight so I can braid them. And these you can get at any hardware store. So if you're wondering what half round wire is, it is literally a piece of round wire cut in half. So we have a flat side and a round side. I'm going to lay all my wires next to each other and have them all facing the same way. Those are the flat sides and those are the round sides. And I'm going to come in with my clamps, pinch them right at the very end. And you can find a direction. If you like to braid away from you, you can do that. You can braid towards you like that, whatever you find comfortable. I find it easy to secure the clamp in a vise somehow, so you don't have to hold the clamp. For video purposes, I gotta hold it underneath the camera. I'm just bracing it against me. And so I'm gonna flare the sides out a little bit and just start braiding. Pick a side and bring it over to the middle. Go to the other side and bring that over to the middle. Kind of bring it parallel to the outside wire and just keep doing that. Make sure your half rounds don't twist on you. You'll find as you go the one to roll. That's where the nylon jaws come in handy, so you can keep your wires nice and flat. Not only can you press down, but you can press side to side. That'll help keep your braid nice and tight. Just keep going. At least 3 wires are easy to manage. I find if you got more than 3 wires and you're working on a pattern, you really got to concentrate on what you're doing so you don't mess up your pattern. Oops. This wire is starting to roll to the side, so I gotta come in and straighten that out, flatten it. Okay, however long your braid is going to be, just keep on going and keep up with the same pattern. I'm going to keep up with mine, keep flattening this way and this way to keep that pattern consistent. So here's my braid. I measured it. I ended up with about 11 inches of braid, of usable braid, out of the 12 inches of wire. And it's pretty consistent with the help of my nylon jaw pliers. Here's the back of it. Flat side, round side. You can use either side on your projects, all up to you. I'll show you really quick how I make a ring band. Okay, I'm gonna try to straighten everybody out. Okay, grab a ruler and a Sharpie. I'm gonna mark off the center. This is 5 inches. Mark off 1 inch on either side to make a 2-inch band. Also, so I'm gonna have some wraps here, some wraps there, and you need to determine how many wraps you want throughout your band. So I'm gonna put 1 wrap here, 1 wrap in the center, 1 wrap here, but I'm gonna wrap 3 times around, so you gotta accommodate for that. So I figure a couple millimeters for each wrap. And we'll see how many wraps it takes to get to each mark. I'm going to use my wooden ring clamp as well to help me out. I grabbed some more 20 gauge half round wire, and this is about 3 feet. That should be plenty. So you got the end of your braid here. You're going to need to clip off the ugly ends to it. I wrap my flat side down. I'm going to let a little bit overhang. That just makes it easier to get the wrap started. I'm gonna put a little hook on one end here to help me get this started. I'm gonna do this with my flat nose pliers. Slide that down where my mark is here. Oh. Just getting my wrap started, trying to get it tight. It's coming up that way. All right, so smush that down, make sure it's tight and compact. Now we're gonna bring this up. We're gonna start wrapping the band for the square wires only. So we're gonna have to snug that up really nice and snug up in there. check the other side too, try to get those compacted next to each other. Smush those down. My half round's trying to twist on me, so I'm gonna pull that out. Bring it across. See, it's twisting. Gotta twist that back. See that little twist in there? Getting these things started is always the toughest. It's always awkward. A little twist, you gotta get that out. I'm always pulling my half round wire over the edges and then pressing down. I pull it over the edge and press it down, trying to keep them nice and neat. So I'm at my first mark here, and that's where I should bring my braid down. Count how many wraps we had in between. 8. All right, we're gonna lift this up again, and we should have 8 wraps until we get to this next mark. So once again, make them nice and tight. Snug that up in there nice and tight. Of course, it's twisting on me. Untwist that. Okay, so that pretty much brings us to our next mark. Bring your braid down. And wrap that in snug 3 times around. Lift that back up again. Straighten that puppy out. Snug that up in there nice and tight. Take your flat nose pliers. That's 8. Do 3 wraps again. Bring that up again. It's twisting. Surprise, surprise. Twist. Alright, bring that back down again. I'm going to leave the half round on there. I'm going to snip the braid off. That side doesn't look too bad. That will be the inside of the ring band with the braid. Okay, I'm going to use sterling silver this time. This is the smallest half round I have. I believe it's 22, and it's a mess. I want to look at that. How long do I want these pieces to be? Let me do 8 inches. These are really hard to hold on to. Instead of 3 pieces, I'm going to cut 6. Here's a loose piece right here. It's almost too small for my nylon jaw pliers. Sometimes my fingers work the best to straighten them out. That's 3. Okay, and we gotta get these all facing the same direction. Flat side down and right next to each other. That's gonna be tricky on its own. I'm gonna grab this clamp again. This was helpful to keep them lined up next to each other. This one's not right. Flip that one over. This one's not right. We'll flip that one over. And I need some more powerful glasses here. Holy cow. Okay, I think they're all correct now. Get you in there. So we got 6. Let's divide them up into 2. Get these going to the right, get these going to the left. And we'll bring the right over the middle, parallel to left. We'll bring the left to the middle, parallel to the right. And so on and so on. Remember to pull tight as you go. Oh, those are crossing. When you go further out, it does start to get difficult because your wires want to cross each other. So just make sure that doesn't happen. Keep them nice and flat and next to each other. These guys don't seem as flat as they should be. There, that's better. I'm gonna go ahead and braid the rest of this strand. Just take your time, take your nylon jaws and keep flattening and tightening up as you go. Okay, so this is how mine turned out. That's the back, the flat side, the top. And you can incorporate these in anything you want. Pendant bezels, embellishments, and ring bands, which I'm gonna do now. Okay, so I already prepped my square wire. I've got 4 pieces of about 10 inches of 20 gauge square wire to make a ring. It's just big enough to accommodate our braid. I grabbed about 3 feet of 20 gauge half round wire. I'll put a little hook on the end of that. Snip an end off here. That's about center. We'll go 1 1/8 inches on either side. See how big that gets. I'm putting the round side up. You can put the flat side up too, that's all up to you. My square wire want to twist, they always do. It's gonna leave a little bit of an overhang. Start wrapping this braid on nice and snug. So I put 4 wraps on. I'll put 4 wraps on either end. And then maybe 2 in the middle ones. And that'll show off our braid really nice. So let's bring this around. Lift up our braid. Bring our half round in there and snug that in there nice and tight. As close as you can get it. Forgot to mark where I'd want these wraps. Oh, right there and there looks good. I just want them to be nice and even and symmetrical. and smoosh it down. All right, so I'm gonna bring my braid down. I'm gonna wrap around twice. Make sure everybody's tight. I'm gonna bring that braid up again, gently swing that half round wire in there, nice and snug. And keep on going. And I'm gonna keep on going until I get to this second mark here. Okay, I'm gonna bring my braid down again. Gonna wrap it really nice and snug, twice around. Give everybody a nice smoosh. Bring this guy back up again. Snug that up in there. And keep on going. Smash it down every few passes. Okay, I'm at my mark, and I'm going to bring my braid down. I'm going to go around 4 times because that's what I did at the very beginning. And I think I'm going to leave it. Snip that off. I still have some extra. Grab our mandrel. See what size I'm making here. I'm gonna crisscross them. Depending on the size stone, I'm gonna have about a size 8 or so. That's a nice chunky band. All right, and you can create whatever kind of ring you desire with all the extra wire. Okay, so here are the 2 ring bands. I didn't get to finish the rings yet. That kind of shows you the difference. This ring band is a lot thinner and lighter, and this one's a lot heftier. This would be great for a man's ring as well. And like I said before, you can take these braids and incorporate them either round side up, flat side up. You can embellish your pendants with those. That would look cool. You can even use the ring band technique and make bezels and stuff. There's so many different possibilities you can use with braids. All right, now it is time for my question of the week. Let's see, what's my question this week? Do you do another art form besides wire wrapping? Besides wire wrapping, I'll do pet portraits for people with pencil. I've done that for a long time. And then digital art came around and I got an iPad and I started having fun with Procreate. So I did that, and now I'm into some traditional painting. So I'm dabbling in watercolors and acrylic pouring. I got a set of pastels too. We have a dog that passed away a few years ago and I want to do his portrait in pastel. And I've never done that before. But I might film it and see how it comes out and throw that on YouTube too. So yeah, let me know in the comments. And also, if you like this tutorial, give me a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already. Have a great week and I'll see you in the next one.